Glory to Jesus Christ. Hello everybody and welcome to the Chronicles of Null. I had a really bad week last week. Well, maybe that's a little bit dramatic. I didn't have the best week last week, and I had a better week this week, so I'm feeling a lot better about it now, but I still kind of wanted to talk about it and just kind of get it all off of my chest. So this week, or I guess last week, I learned the difference between confidence and self-esteem. Confidence is strictly performance-based. So I don't know if I've ever said this on here, but I'm a plumber. I'm an apprentice plumber right now. I have no experience in being a plumber. Literally, it's a job that I wanted to learn how to do, and so that's what I'm doing, but I have no background in it. I didn't grow up doing it. I don't know anybody that's done plumbing. I mean, obviously I do now because I've been working there since December, but, coming into it, I had no ties in it, and my confidence has been tanked, basically, because, I've been doing it for 5 months now, but obviously it takes a lot longer than that to learn, and I haven't been able to do the simple things that the other plumbers that are training me can do, basically with their eyes closed, and it's been discouraging me ever since I got here, but it was just, it was different last week. It just, I don't know, I just felt like I couldn't do anything. I was just kind of there, like I was just a body and that's it. I couldn't really do anything, and that's not true, because I can do some things. It just happened like I was just struggling that week. Simple things were hard, and that just happens sometimes. It's just something we have to deal with as humans, but yeah, it affected me a little bit. It affected me in my personal life a little bit, not too much, but the confidence from that kind of trickled into my everyday stuff, and it wasn't very nice. I didn't really like it that much. Like I said, it wasn't terrible. Like, I just wasn't crippling in unconfidence or whatever it is, but I could feel it. I just felt like simple things were hard no matter what I was doing. Just kind of always doubting myself a little bit. But I was thinking the other week, like, while I was going through all this, like, would I feel more confident, like, doing basic plumbing stuff, or would I feel more confident being put in a professional soccer game right now? Like, no training, no fitness, no nothing, just you're starting in a professional soccer game and you have to perform. Would you feel more confident doing that, or would you feel more confident plumbing? And I thought about it, and I actually felt more confident being put in a professional soccer game than I did doing anything plumbing related, which is really funny because I know I'm not a professional soccer player. I grew up playing soccer. I'm fairly decent at it. For an amateur, I feel like I'm pretty decent, but obviously I'm no pro, and I know that. It's not me saying that. I go in there and dominate. Like, I know if I got in there, it would not go too well, but for whatever reason, I feel more confident doing that than I do anything plumbing, or at least last week. It's a little bit different now, but last week, that's how I felt. You could put me into a professional game right now, and I would feel more confident that I could perform in there than I do with anything plumbing. Even though I know I would be a liability on the field, like I just felt that confidence in my chest. Like, yeah, I got that. Even though I understand the circumstances, I still felt like if that ever happened, which it wouldn't, obviously it's a hypothetical, but I feel like I would be able to handle that way better, which is kind of insane to think about, but that's just how I felt. And in that moment, I kind of realized how important confidence is for, yourself and for completing tasks, basically, having that confidence to do things is very important, because if you don't believe you can do something, it's going to be harder for you automatically. But I also realized that I don't have low self-esteem in that moment as well. And I didn't think I had low self-esteem to begin with, but there have been moments in my life where I kind of thought maybe that was the problem. Like maybe low self-esteem was the main issue that I had. And it turns out that was never it, but I kind of confirmed it last week, even though I kind of already knew. And it's because I realized that self-esteem is strictly how you value yourself personally. Like how much you believe you're worthy of everyday human things and emotions. I've always believed that I'm worthy of basic human needs, obviously, the physical things like, food, water, sleep, and all that. But, also stuff like love and community and, things like that. Being worthy of speaking to people, which I know sounds kind of wacky. Like that's, duh, everybody's entitled to that. But some people have such low self-esteem that they don't even believe they're worthy of just talking to, everyday people, talking to the cashier at Walmart, there's some people that have it where it's that bad. But, I've never had it to that extent. But, there have been times where I thought, oh, maybe I just don't value myself enough. But that's not the way it is at all. Like, I believe that I always have value to give. I don't believe that I'm a waste of space no matter how much I'm struggling, And sometimes I can get close. Sometimes I feel like, man, what if I am just a waste of space in certain scenarios? But I think that's more of a confidence issue, because that's more of a performance thing. Like, I know in any given situation, I have value to give. It's just a matter of finding where the value is. I think that was my problem for a long time. I didn't know where my value was, but I knew that I had it. Some people don't believe that they have any value, but I have value to give, and I know that I have value to give. It's just a matter of finding where it is. Self-esteem, that is what self-esteem is. It is believing you have value in any situation. And confidence is believing that you can do anything, or not anything, I guess. You can do something in any situation. We all may not be confident all the time, and that's okay, but whether you think so or not, we're all valuable. We wouldn't be here if we weren't. God made us because we are valuable, and He loves us with all of His heart. Don't let yourself get in the way of His love. Matthew 6, verse 26. Look at the birds of the air. They neither sow, nor reap, nor gather into barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not of more value than they? Luke 12, verses 6 and 7. Are not 5 sparrows sold for 2 pennies? Yet not one of them is forgotten in God's sight. But even the hairs on your head are all counted. Do not be afraid. You are of more value than many sparrows. Glory to Jesus Christ.